Hope you're all safe. And this particular presentation is slightly different from the main theme of this particular faculty development program, which is on structural assessment, repair and rehabilitation. So this particular topic is more like a generic thing, which will help you to enhance the domain knowledge. Plus, possibly through this one, you can enrich the system that you have already. Okay, now sustainability. So many of you or all of you definitely might have come across this particular term, sustainability. And we belong to civil engineering profession, for which the construction site is the main essence of the construction system. So is it possible to have a sustainable approach in construction sites? Because we are discussing about this particular term, sustainability, extensively for the last 3 to 4 decades. However, are we practicing construction sustainability, or is sustainability is a myth or a reality? Is it something which is just spoken and based on some ideas, or is it something which is possible to adopt at sites as well? Okay, so this is what we are going to see. This is more like a generic presentation, and you can have your questions. Maybe at the end of the presentation, I will be able to answer the questions. Okay, right. So we will start the presentation. As far as my presentation is concerned, this has mainly some basics of sustainability. Since many of you or all of you from different engineering colleges, definitely you might be knowing about these basics. However, it is always good to start with some basics so that the flow of the presentation will have a good grip. Second, is it possible to have a sustainability at construction sites? If it is, then what are the ways of sustainability implementation at construction sites? Through some kind of practical information, we will be looking at this particular perspective. Third, okay, I'm talking about sustainability. So am I doing something sustainable at my institute? Because that will be a question. No, so I'm preaching, I'm teaching. So is it something that we are also practicing? So I give you a case study, one of the projects that we have done at IIT Bombay as well. So through this one, we will be learning the basics, some practical exposure, and at the same time, what kind of projects are possible within a colony or a housing colony or an institute, okay, through the demonstration project at IIT Bombay, which I was involved. Okay, right. Before going into the system of sustainability, let us try to understand certain background. Then we will be going into the topic, which will give you kind of understanding about why we are discussing and what is the sequence. Current Indian scenario. We need to first of all look at what is really happening in India. Then we can talk about the challenges, then why sustainability is coming into the picture. As far as the current Indian scenario is concerned, all of you are faculty members, learned professionals. Every one of you know that for a problem, okay, if you look at the reasons, there will be n number of reasons. To me, for any problem in the world, okay, every problem in the world, if you narrow down to single problem, that is population. Okay, of course, one can argue that it doesn't need to be always population. It could be mine, it could be many things, but everything, if you look at in a very holistic way, you will find that population is always the ignition point of all the problems that exist in the world. And of course in India, why? Because our population is growing at an unprecedented rate, which is actually not really a positive thing. We have to have some kind of means to manage this population. Why population is so concerned? Because resources are constrained. Our earth resources are constrained. We cannot have 2 to 3 different earths. We have only one earth, and we have India, and we have the world. So the resources are constrained. So once on one side the population increases, the resources are constrained, limited, so it will be difficult. So once the population increases, it is obviously the government jobs and other things will also increase, but at the same time the needs also increases. So to meet the need, obviously the industrialization has to happen. So through this one, a lot of resources are consumed. Not only that, nowadays the so-called luxury becomes a mandate requirement. For example, like when I was a kid, car is basically luxury. now everyone has a car. Car is becoming a kind of mandate requirement, okay, for most of the middle class families. And the number of middle class families are increasing a lot. So if you look at the middle class is basically a significant influencing parameter. Okay, why I'm saying, because these people are growing, and then they are looking at something beyond them. So what happens is they are trying to have more amount of resources. For example, 1 BHK, then 2 BHK. Now we are talking about 3 BHK. People are talking about 4.5 BHK. So there are so much of incremental things are coming into the middle class section. So is it possible to afford to them? Yes, because of the rising income. So these are the things which are making the infrastructure of a system or a country to improve in the sense to grow in number. That's the meaning of improve. So to all these things, definitely we need to expand the industrial production and service related productions, which means that this is causing some issues. What are the issues and challenges? Because to meet the